Yes.
Give us the Shedeur Sanders news because he didn't practice today for a reason.
Yeah, it's not looking good after that. We'll call it impressive performance.
It was good.
Last Saturday,
It was good.
14 to 23, 138, 2 touchdowns, no picks.
130, right. It was good.
Didn't move up the depth chart. He was 4th. So we thought, hey, this is a big week for Shedeur. This is going to be his
start
chance,
again, right?
Yep, to separate himself from the pack a little bit. He played good on Saturday. Maybe he'll play good again this weekend. And unfortunately, he goes down on Wednesday with an oblique injury. He's going to get an MRI here the next day or two. And Kevin Stefanski, according to multiple reports, has already suggested that not only will Shedeur not start this upcoming preseason game, there's a good chance, it's very highly unlikely that he even plays.
And with that news, I'm even more convinced than I was before that he won't make the team and he'll get cut. This hurts him more than anybody. Like the other guys were hurt. I really do. Because when you're 4th string and now we're not going to see you, you know what I mean, this week coming up, and you didn't move up. You did pretty well, right? You used the word impressive. I say he was very good. And it wasn't like, oh, my God, we didn't know. Or what are we doing? Yes, he should be here. He should be doing this. Let's move him up. He's definitely made the team. No, he didn't make the team off that game. He didn't move up the depth chart from that game. And I'm looking at just the way that the NFL does its business, which is normally 4th string quarterbacks don't make the roster. It has nothing to do with Shedeur. I would ask anybody, give me the 4th string quarter. And didn't they move up for Dylan, right? The 3rd pick? Like they wanted him. So I'm just asking myself, how does this figure in? How does this work? I know I'm the lone wolf out here. Everybody's got Shedeur starting by week 3. Rob G is going to be selling the most jerseys in the NFL, whatever you want to talk about. Tim Tebow sold a lot of jerseys too. Guess what? Couldn't play. Rob G, he couldn't play. Did he not have ridiculous buzz?
He had beyond ridiculous buzz.
Ridiculous buzz, sold jerseys. Everybody was Tim Tebow mania. Is there a 30 for 30 yet? I mean, seriously. During that time, it was outrageous.
Yeah, Rob, again, this has got to be a first for the Odd Couple. I agree with you 1,000%. This situation has been percolating now for a few weeks. The Cleveland Browns are telling you, without telling you,
yes,
that Shedeur Sanders is not in the picture. He is not being seriously considered to be a active roster NFL quarterback for them. Much has been made leading into last week about Kenny Pickett and Dylan Gabriel not playing in the preseason game because they have hamstring. Both of them had surprise. I don't know how both of them get hamstring injuries, but they both get hamstring injuries.
Right, and now Shedeur has an oblique.
And now he's got an oblique. The only one who actually is healthy is 87-year-old Joe Flacco, which
they're not going to put out there until the season starts.
Make that make sense. But here's the thing. Gabriel and Pickett both sat out last weekend's game. What they didn't do, however, was sit out practice. So that tells you right there, we value you too much to risk running you out there in a meaningless preseason
100%.
game.
The game is meaningless.
So we're going to let you practice, get your reps in with 11 on 11, with the 7 on 7. Don't worry about Saturday. We got Shedeur to take the snaps, and we just signed Snoop Huntley. Let those guys put their body on the line. Don't worry about it.
That 100%. That I don't know, and even NFL play, like so many people are so engaged in this and feel like they have ownership of it. I've never seen anything like it. Like the people, Louis Riddick on ESPN had to take back the whole idea that they were setting him up to fail. And I was surprised to just hear. I know he clarified and said, I'm not saying that.
Sure.
But that's what it sounded like, right? Like without saying it, this is like a setup job or whatever. And I cannot disagree more. I do believe teams want to win. If you're the Cleveland Browns, you don't want to win? You're the GM, you're the coach. You don't want to win? Rob G, you don't want job security?
And that's why they're going with Joe Flacco.
Right.
Because we all know Joe Flacco's not the future.
He's not.
For Kevin Stefanski, if
it's
I want to
now.
win, 6-7
can I
games,
win games now?
I need Joe Flacco.
No one's going to say, "Oh, it's all right, Stefanski. Don't worry about it. You know, you only won 2 games this year and one the next year, and you're still going to be the coach when this thing turns around." No, he won't be the coach.
And I hope I'm not putting words in your mouth, but I think you've said this before. This is not some kind of indictment on Shedeur Sanders. This is the reality of the NFL, of any workplace for that matter. Joe Flacco is the starter, presumably, not because he is the future of the franchise, because they think long-term he's our guy. It's because Kevin Stefanski feels like he could be on the hot seat.
If he don't win games, they only won 3 games last year.
Who gives us the bet? Because you remember, he got them to the playoffs 2 years ago, and they still moved off of him. Why? Not because he wasn't the best quarterback at that time, but because they invested so much in Deshaun Watson, there was no way they could move off him. That's the reality of the NFL. You move down the list. Kenny Pickett. The reason why he's going to keep getting chance after chance with them is because they gave up a real asset to get him.
Right. Otherwise, if you're the GM, you got to start. What did you do that for?
Exactly.
What are you doing? You know what I mean? Like seriously.
Last but not least, and this is the one that I guess is the most controversial. Dillon Gabriel, by all accounts, according to the people who cover the team and around the team, all the beat writers around there, has been the worst quarterback of the bunch. He just has not been seeing the field very well. On Wednesday, he was 6 for 19 throwing the football. Okay? Because they invested a 3rd-round pick in him and a 5th-round pick in Shedeur Sanders, I guarantee you they are going to go ahead and say, we're going to give Dillon opportunity after opportunity after opportunity and make him be the reason why we have to keep Shedeur. And unless that happens, you're not keeping 4 quarterbacks.
You're just not doing it. Right. And I'm with you. The 3rd round compared to the 5th round, it's so much easier to let Shedeur walk, right? Or let him go or whatever it is, practice squad. I don't know. I'm convinced now even more. Now this injury puts him behind. Yep. You know, like this is not – he would have been better off getting to play Saturday, and maybe we see a little bit different, right, with some other players in there and some other situations. But now he can't even do that. Time is ticking. 877-99 on Fox, talking about Shedeur Sanders. And Rob G and I are in lockstep with this. We're more convinced than ever he's not going to make the 53-man roster. We got a lot of calls here, full bank as usual. We'll get started quickly. Mike is in Dallas. Mike, you're on the Ockable, Fox Sports Radio.
Hey, guys. How you doing? Thanks for taking the call. I'll make it quick. First, we know the history of the Browns and their quarterback knowledge, if you will. They don't make great decisions. They historically have not made the best decisions. But I cannot disagree with you and Rob, who is known hater.
Why? Because you disagree with me?
Anymore.
I mean, that doesn't make any sense. You just did so what? Because we have a different point of opinion.
No.
That's I'm a
Rob,
hater? It's just
Rob,
ridiculous.
You're a known hater, Rob. We know this.
No.
But let me get to the point real quick, and I'll make it real quick. So Shedeur, who was widely expected to be drafted higher than Dillon Gabriel, is now outperforming him in camp, and he's still going to get cut.
Yes, that's the politics of football.
Yes, that's it. Thank you.
Thanks for the call.
Call back when he's cut.
We got it looks like a first time, long time. We got Chris in New Jersey calling in the Chris, you're on the Fox Sports Radio.
First of all, how in the world am I not the first caller?
Easy, you know why?
Went to Mike before me?
You know why? Wait a minute. Let me tell you why. Because we have a warning for you, and we figured that this is the reason why. Here it is.
Except for one thing. You forgot to turn down the radio.
There you go.
You don't call enough radio shows. That's why.
Man, look, I just had a great day in New York City. I get in my car, and I hear Rob hating on Shedeur Sanders. And sure, I think Kelvin or Rob G is going to put him in his place. And you co-sign it?
How are we hating?
I had to call in.
He's a 4-string quarterback. They're not carrying 4 quarterbacks. How are we hating?
You're right. He is going to make the team. Here's the deal. even though obviously you didn't want him to get injured, the injury helps him. Assuming he can come back next week and, he'll be fine, he already put the good tape out there. Like the last time we saw him, he was very good. And if Dylan Gabriel goes out there against the Eagles, he's going to be facing a better team.
And if he plays better, then what? Okay, say he plays well against the better team in the Eagles.
Because he's been terrible. He was 6 for 19.
Okay, but I'm asking you in the game, if he plays well, Shedeur had his 130 yards. If he has 140 yards and 2 touchdowns and no picks, then what's the conversation?
If he plays well, then they will probably keep. I think they'll trade Kenny Pickett. I think they're going to trade Kenny Pickett.
They're not going to keep 2 rookie quarterbacks to back up a guy who could get hurt.
If Gabriel plays well, but I doubt he will against the Eagles. He's been bad, as Rob G said, he's been bad in the training camp. And he's not going to, he's going to be facing game planning, which they really don't do in the first preseason game. So he's going in a tougher situation. He's probably going to look bad. And that'll probably move Shedeur ahead of him on the depth chart. So this actually helped Shedeur because he was so good in his only outing.
Well, it's funny because he didn't move up the depth chart after that so good. And you
don't need to.
You just even said that, but you just said it, Chris, that they don't even plan for the game one. They're just out there playing. It's like pickup football, right?
Well, I wouldn't say pickup football.
But you know what I mean, right? You just said it.
The defenses don't game plan. They progress. This game one.
Right.
Game two is a little more sophisticated than 3, then 4. But he had not had a lot of reps in practice. So, and remember, he was playing at least some of the time against Carolina's starters with the backups from the Browns. And you got to admit, those 2 touchdown passes were pinpoint.
Yeah, they were great.
I'm not saying he was perfect because he had a few mistakes, but he looked good. And look, if Gabriel goes out there and plays well, Rob, you're right. Then you got a battle for the backup spot. But I think there's a better chance he goes out there and struggles.
Okay.
And then that'll probably move Shedeur ahead of him.
Chris, you are entirely too smart to have this kind of. That'd be like if on First Things First, because Danny Park is adding him to the show. If he comes in and does well, they're going to say he's done so well.
Exactly.
We're going to replace Chris Broussard.
Because
we know we invested so much into Chris. That is not going to happen.
Dylan Gabriel. I mean, I've already done my thing. But think about it. Like, Gabriel's a 3rd-round pick.
Yeah, but they invested too much in him to just move off him that quickly.
No, he didn't invest too much. I mean, he's a 3rd. He's not like he's a first. I get it. If he was a 1st-round pick, then you're really giving him a legit chance and all that. It's not that much difference in a 3rd and a 5th. I get it. It's a little difference, but they're not. And Gabriel, and you said it, Rob G, he hasn't looked good. And Shedeur
he has not.
Has.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Chris, we got to get you on again. We'll have you on. We know you're the star of First Things First. That's on FS1. But I do have this. We got Shawne Merriman coming up. But I got to say this, Chris. There are people who question the legitimacy
multiple sources.
That's right. Of Martin Weiss's wedding to Muriel, because you indeed were the officiator of this. Are you ordained in the state of California? We want to know.
I am. I say by the powers vested in me by the state of California. So it is a legit marriage. Alex told me when Alex is ready. I'm ready, Alex.
Wow.
Really?
What you trying to say, Chris?
Really?
It's just going to take a sizable donation to the King movement.
That's right.
Show up.
You know what, Alex? All you got to do is bring 12 clean hoodies, and then Chris could put the King movement patch on there. There could be your donation. Hey, Chris, thanks for listening. We appreciate you listening and calling in, my man. Yes.
Keep up the great work. Y'all sound great.
Thank you, buddy.
Later, Chris.
All right.
There it is, Chris Broussard. He used to be around here for a couple of years, wasn't he?
He used to be. His key card don't work no more.
No, he's done here.
Can I not say rest in peace, Chris Broussard anymore now that we know he is alive?
Yes, we know he's alive.
Okay.
All right, and let's welcome in former NFL All-Pro linebacker Shawne Merriman, and also founder of Lights Out Extreme Fighting. Shawne, what's up? Welcome to the Odd Couple. Say hello to Rob G.
Rob G, what's up, fellas?
What's
How
up,
y'all
Shawne?
We're doing great. You?
Good, man. Just cranking away. Seeing all this news, man, it got me doing jumping jacks somewhere.
I was hoping that some of that UFC money fell your way, Rob G. Hey, what you got?
Before we get to football, quick question. I know you're in the fight game. You run your own fighting company, and you're all deep into it. I was shocked when I saw the news that the UFC was basically getting out of the pay-per-view business for this 7-year, $7 billion deal with CBS and Paramount Plus. I'm based on your tweets, I'm assuming you think this is a good idea, though.
It is, man. And crazy enough, this is a big win for Paramount. I know people seeing that big $7+ billion deal, but you got to think of this. UFC is a conglomerate, man. They're so global. Paramount's most of their subscriptions and base is in the U.S., so they're going to gain, a big subscription base internationally. And if you guys don't recall, man, like when UFC left Fox and went to ESPN, they in 1 week, I think within 1 week, it was over 700,000 subscribers to ESPN Plus in 1 week, right? And so you got to think of the lifelong of the customer, man. But I'll tell you one thing though, that UFC is going to miss is everything. ESPN is big. They got shoulder programming. They got subscriptions. They're big internationally. So you're going to miss out on that part. But I think this is a big, big win for Paramount. Huge.
Real quick follow-up, Rob, before I get to it in the football. Do you think, Shawne, honestly, that the UFC still would have made this move if they still had one of those marquee John Jones, Conor McGregor guys that are putting out $3-4 million pay-per-view buys?
No, I think ultimately, I keep saying the pay-per-views are dead. Pay-per-views are not dead, but the subscription model for the lifelong term of the customer that's going to be there is going to it's going to be way over than you can pay for a $50 or $60 pay-per-view. Now there's still going to be some big events. So, ESPN is great, man. They got a lot of stuff, and I think overall, man, for the lifelong customer of any one of these subscription-based platforms, it's a big, big win. UFC, man, I don't think people understand. UFC is a big media company with great fights. That's how they present it. And so the shoulder program and the lead up, the build ups to the fights, the reality shows, they get so much more that Paramount can tap into now. It's ridiculous. And having a fight on the White House lawn, right? That they're going to be able to promote. One of the 4 or 6 big events of the year is huge for Paramount.
Yeah, I don't know about a fight at the White House, but I guess whatever it takes.
Yeah, but
I'm just saying.
But you know what, Robert? The thing is, in the fight business, it's all about promotion.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I get that. Yeah. I'm just saying from the standpoint of
it's
just
to see that.
To me, it's like the Wild Wild West. Let's turn to football. The Shedeur Sanders. Just get your take on it. I mean, the thing I guess I just can't get over, and it's like some of the former players and people who are just out there, and Mel Kiper like blowing a gasket, and they can't believe this, and they're setting them up to fail, and all these other conversations. Football, if you can play, I just can't believe no one's going to let you play if you're that guy. But what do you make of where he is? And I've never seen so much made of a first game of a preseason. Am I crazy?
Yeah, but you gotta think, and what's transpired. What's the Browns GM? The Browns GM is
Andrew Berry.
Andrew Berry.
Andrew Berry. He got a real problem on his hands. Andrew Berry got a real problem on his hands because he got a few guys that's hurt. And, Shedeur, I think, was hurt. He had his shoulder, whatever it was.
He has oblique now. No, he's hurting. Shedeur
today. That's what it is. He got oblique now.
He's not playing on Saturday, so he's hurt.
But you know what? He got the honest guy don't lie. You got enough on film to know you can go out there and get it done. And so right now, what he put on film is enough. But I'm not going to say competing. And actually, matter of fact, I don't think he should even think about starting the first 4 weeks of the season. Sit back and get you some more reps in. I think by week 6, week 8, Shedeur will be the starter. And that's a good thing because look at the history of all the guys that had a shot somewhere in the middle of the season. Whoever that starter is going to be initially coming out the gate, let them go out there, and I'm not going to say stink it up, but let them underperform while you're learning and getting reps behind him, and you just come in and play a little bit better to him and show that your ceiling is higher than that starter. That's all Shedeur has to be. He is in a prime and perfect position right now where he shouldn't rush. He shouldn't make it a big deal that he's not on the field right now, and he's exactly where he needs to be. But what he put on film is more than enough for anybody to know that he can start in this league.
After game one of a preseason, really? Like, this is what I'm asking, Shawne, seriously. No reps with the first team. Teams don't carry 4 quarterbacks. Drafted in the 5th round. Tom Brady didn't think enough of him to even draft him with the Raiders, and Tom Brady's supposedly his mentor. And I'm not saying he can't play or there's no place for him, but I don't think that's where the Browns are. I really don't, because
Rob, I'm with you. I'm not on a hype train either. Like, somebody go out there have a big game. It's like somebody, dropping a single, but their album sucks.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't follow the hype train. But I've seen enough for him to be able to make elite throws. And I'm not saying that he's going to go out there and do it all the time, but he has the capability, and his ceiling is higher. We already seen Pickett. We've seen these other, is it Huntley, right?
Yes.
We've seen these guys already. We know that they can be really, really solid backups. The only thing we haven't seen is a ceiling of Shedeur Sanders. And so that's all I'm really saying. I'm so against this hype train and
it's
having
ridiculous.
A couple clips.
Yeah.
And everybody, these little clips from social media go viral. Oh, he's the greatest. Oh, I told you he should have.
Right.
No.
Yes.
No. I'm not with that.
Okay, you know what I'm saying. That's the part that I can't get to understand. And even people have played, you know what I mean? And I mean, Mel Kiper, if they don't draft him, there's something wrong with football. I'm like, dude, all the quarterbacks you got wrong, and you're going to sit here and tell everybody that they're wrong? I just thought it was crazy.
Rob, as soon as he throws a couple picks, they're going to tell he should have gone 5th round. And then when he goes back and throw 2 touchdown passes, I told y'all it's going to be it's a lot of back and forth. I don't follow the hype train. I follow consistency and what a guy is capable of doing, and can we see him improve? So yeah, I do. I would love to see him on the field again and do the same thing and perform again like he did the last time. But what I'm saying is I've seen enough of eliteness where his ceiling is higher than everybody on that roster right now.
Former NFL All-Pro Shawne Merriman on the Odd Couple. Shawne, last one for me. We got about 30 or 60 seconds here. We started the show talking about Travis Kelce and his comments to GQ saying that he lost his focus the last 2 years, and we know before the Super Bowl he was openly thinking about retirement. As an athlete, when you hear a player say something like that, how confident are you that he's going to be able to just flip the switch and get back to his previous self this upcoming season?
Especially because the last 2 years weren't great.
Or is he already 1 foot out the door and he should just retire as it is?
So one thing I've always admired about Floyd Mayweather is no matter how big his success was, he stayed hungry. That is so unusual for any athlete, because once you get to a certain level, this dog leaves out of you a little bit. You've already, you got your family, you got enough money, you get comfortable. It is hard to go out there and physically throw your body around and compete with somebody out there trying to make a name for themselves that you just over time lose the hunger. So any athlete that I've ever seen that has a massive amount of accomplishments, a massive amount of money, a massive amount of success, and can still go out there and have that dog in you, I give them all the credit in the world. So I wasn't surprised at all what he said. I mean, look, you know his girlfriend is, right? So
right.
You at the point now where he's at the tail end of anything, but he has to find that dog back in him. And it sounds like from that comment that he lost it a little bit. He lost focus, but he's regaining it. But it's really, really hard, man, to get that dog like he used to be when you've had as much success as he's had.
All right, Shawne, always a pleasure, my man. We appreciate you. Thank you, my man.
Hey, make sure you guys download Lights Out Sports TV, available on any smart TV, iOS and Android, man. It's completely free. Got a ton of free live sports there.
All right, we'll do
deal.
that. Yep, Shawne Merriman joining us here on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio.